Hey,
Hey,
it's
hey,
Cameron with Big D. I'm coming live to you from Germany, and Big D's coming from.
Houston, Texas.
All right, y'all, you heard it
Yeah.
from the big state of Texas. Uh, so we are going to follow up with our interview that we did 2 weeks ago, where I promised you that we talk more about Dennis's uh, fiance. Her name is Anna, and we found out that, as I mentioned, that they didn't get married. So we want to know maybe a little bit about why. But first, before we get there, I want to talk to you about Dennis's journey. Now, Dennis has had a great journey. We started this together in November of 2012.
November 2012 in Nikolaev,
Nikolaev, right?
Ukraine.
And from then we were engaged to the hip to this day. And so I went on to Kherson and opened up my own agency, which I never did develop in anything public. It was all private. And we ended up having three marriages in just 1 year. My wife and I, we had to leave Ukraine quite suddenly when Russia attacked. And because we're living in Kherson so close to the Crimean border and she was pregnant, it decided it'd be better for us to come to Germany. Well, Dennis and I remained in touch, of course. And before we left, I was able to work with Dennis, and we using the Troika system that the Kherson KISS uses now. Dennis was able to meet a lovely girl named Alona, but to my own paranoia of the Russians attacking, I didn't want Dennis to come all the way to Kherson and get involved where logistically he couldn't get out. So I had suggested that they meet in Poland with our translator. So he dated Alona for a week, but I believe, in my opinion, there just wasn't again enough time for them to develop and become something permanent. We went on to Germany. Dennis used the Troika system again with our
Mm.
translator Veronica, and that's when he met a very beautiful girl named Anna. And so we're going to bring that up to date real quick, Dennis. So how long did you date Anna by Skype?
By Skype, prior to meeting the first time, it
Yeah,
was almost 9 months,
9 months.
eight
Okay.
to 9 months.
Okay.
We Skyped almost every day, for about an hour or so, just to
Wow.
keep the daily contact
Wow.
more so. And that is on top of texting and sending each other messages,
Yeah.
kisses and all that other stuff. But it was a good solid 9 months of building the foundation of our relationship at that point.
Yeah, and I remember in the last interview, I asked you what was it like meeting at the airport. She was there waiting for you, and you said it took about 3 days before you felt like really solid boyfriend and girlfriend. And of course, the credit goes to the foundation that you laid on those 9 months.
Yes, because when you first meet, it's a lot of nervous energy. You're excited, you're happy, you're nervous. You're wondering if the chemistry is going to be there, and uh, after 2 3 days, you start remembering jokes and stuff, and you keep building on what you've built on Skype. But now you see the actual live person reacting to your conversations, to your thoughts, and it just melds a lot faster. It was very quick. All of a sudden, we were very much in tune with each other now on a live basis.
And she has
So
a daughter, right?
she has a daughter.
Hmm.
Her name is Diana, not
Hmm.
Diana, Diana.
Hmm.
And so that was the big obstacle at that point, was how was Diana going to react to me? And very interesting. We were having breakfast one day, and it was the weekend, so her teacher had asked her what she had done over or the weekend or this, and she told her, well, my dad came to me. which was very huge because
Mm.
she wanted a father, and me and her instantly bonded,
Hmm.
and there was no I don't like him. I don't need to listen to him. It was, we got along, even though with the language barrier. She would listen to me. Obviously, I did not control her or demean her in any way, but she would listen to me. So
Hmm. How old was Deanna at the time?
she was 5, 6 years old. Five.
And, and this is interesting because it sounds like you all were very close, like a family.
Yep. Pretty much at day 4, we all were a family.
When did you start living together?
Uh, the second or third day I was there,
Hmm.
Diana and Anna came over to stay at the apartment with me permanently for the days that I was there.
So this was all built from a Troika care system that is unprecedented. No other agency, to my knowledge, does it this way.
Nope.
And yet, here you are on day 4, living with your girlfriend and her daughter, and being
Hmm.
a family.
Yep.
That's that's amazing because I think any guy out there could only dream about this happening because most guys go online, and then they pay a certain fee, they come overseas, they do a romance tour, and they go out with a girl for a few times, then they go back home and they try to continue it, and hopefully it goes somewhere. But you,
Yep.
on your first time, feet on the ground,
Yeah.
on your fourth day, you're living this life that you could only dream about.
Right. And it was, I mean, at the time I was like, wow, this is moving very fast. But then I was like, slow down. I was like, this is what you're here for. So
Hmm.
just accept them, grow with them, and just start building that bond, you know, with each other.
Sounds
You,
awesome.
yeah,
It
very
sounds like,
exciting times. Very exciting and beautiful times for me. I
yeah,
don't regret it at all. So
right. And how many times did you go back in total, and also when you started the K-1 visa process?
so I went back total of 3 times.
Hmm.
September of 17, March of 18, and then September of 18. So I went the first time. The second time, I asked her to marry me, gave her
Nice.
the ring. She said yes. That was in March. So then I think we started the visa process in June. So um, I was set, man, and
Yeah. And
but it
when did you hear back from Homeland Security that it had been accepted?
in January of 2019.
Okay.
So it took quite a few months. It took about 6 or 7 months.
Okay. And so, of course, you got on the horn and you called Anna and you said, I got it. And what happened next?
She started to hear stories about America that people had told her to watch this video on YouTube, or I heard that this happens in America. And it feels like she was, I don't want to say brainwashed, but just really hit hard on the head with don't leave, don't go.
Okay, guys, listen to this because this is real. This can happen. I kind of mentioned on one of my other interviews that my wife and I, who've been together going on 8 years, um, we recently have decided that we want to move back to the States. And so what's interesting is I told you about my other interview about having hierarchy. Because I'm married, I'm like a general in the family. In other words, I've got the respect of like a general. And whereas Dennis, being a fiance, his respect level was high, but it was probably more still around like being a captain. It wasn't given the same higher precedence like I'm given as a husband. So even though we've been into our relationship for going on 8 years, when she told her mom in Kherson that we want to go to the States now. Her mom went bananas and started feeding her all kinds of bad info about the States. Uh, Pedophiles, kidnappers, narcotics, gun shootings, you know, same old, and was trying to scare her daughter into not going. And then, of course, I'm on the other side saying, yes, it's all there. Yes, it's all there, but we're going to pick somewhere that's going to be, safer. And that's all in my mind. But believe me, overall, it's better for us to go to the States because there's just going to be better things and opportunities for us. Well, who wins in the end? I'm going to win. I'm the husband. Mom has a great impact, of course, but not the impact that she would have if she was just my fiance, like in Dennis's case. And
Yep.
Dennis,
Yep.
poor Anna was getting battered by everybody, I'm sure. So it can happen. So the thing is that you've got to build that foundation. It's got to be it's made strong by time. Only time is it can build the foundation. Yes, not all girls are the same. Some girls are more opportunistic and more adventurous and are willing. But then you've got, I mean, when I first met my wife and I told her, well, let's move to Europe someday, she was like, no, we're going to stay in Ukraine. It wasn't until the war that she said, okay, let's go. So
Mm-hmm.
that was 2 years in. So she wasn't even interested in coming even to Europe. And so it just takes time, guys. Um, Janice, you pretty much explained why she didn't come. And it's basically she got cold feet from hearing all the negative.
I believe so. That's what I think.
And I agree with you. I met your Anna. She was very good girl. My wife met your Anna.
Mm-hmm.
Wife gave the thumbs up. I gave the
Yep.
thumbs. I think Dima too, didn't he?
I think he did.
He was there too that
Yeah, yeah,
day.
he was there. Yeah.
Yeah, we all gave the thumbs up. We all felt like she's a real girl. She's an honest girl. But poor thing just, I believe, got battered about the negatives because there was a lot of gun violence going on at that time. Remember, a lot of mass shootings were occurring at that time.
Yes. Yes, there
In
was.
fact, I think that really big one had happened by then, January, which was Parkland, the one in Florida.
Yeah, Parkland. Yeah.
I think that had happened in January, so
Mm-hmm.
kind of a bad timing thing. Um, well, thanks a lot for sharing that. And then I just want to move on to your third girl that you used the KISS Troika system with, and that was with Svetlana,
So,
and which was this past May.
mhm.
You used the Troika system, but you only had a couple weeks to get to know her on Skype.
Right before I went over there, and so I feel now that we didn't have enough time to build the foundation of of what would become our relationship. So
Hmm.
when we met, there wasn't really that strong of a connection as
Hmm.
with Anna,
Hmm.
and so it kind of just fluttered by the wind, I guess, because of lack of time, lack of time.
But
Yeah.
here's the good point is that the system works where a guy can actually come and meet physically his girl and actually date her, be romantic, have some closeness, hand hold, hug, kiss, you know, those things can
Everything.
happen. Whereas with the tour dating, and you and I are speaking from experience, it's not like we're
Mhm.
reading about it. You know that it's hard in just 7 or 8 days to even build up to that.
Yeah, yeah. It's not there. There's no foundation. Simply put.
Exactly.
So
And guys they feel pressure. They feel like I'm on the clock. I've only got 3 days left, and I've got to somehow get into your
cement
heart.
this. Yeah,
Yeah.
cement this. Yeah.
So it puts too much pressure on both parties. And
Hmm.
Ukrainian ladies, they need time to warm up. They're
Yep.
not quick.
No.
Um, so I want to take your experience, and then let's have a little chat about contrasts and differences between Western, and when I say Western, I want to say American, because you and I are both American.
Mm-hmm.
We really don't know Canadians. We really don't. I can't say I live in Germany, but I don't know German girls because obviously I don't date them.
Yeah.
So I think I can speak, and you definitely can speak about American girls. So we'll be
Hmm.
very. specific. If I say Western, I mean American. Uh, Contrast that to Eastern European, again, specifically to Ukrainian, and more specifically to Kherson, because that's who you're familiar with, and that's who I'm definitely familiar with, having lived there for 2 years and having married a girl from Kherson.
Yeah.
Definitely come from a point of strength and knowledge, as well
Mm-hmm.
as you do, because you've dated 3 girls now from Kherson
Mm-hmm.
and engaged to one.
Engaged to one.
Right. So you and I have a lot of uh, experience, but also a lot of knowledge and truth.
Yeah, a lot of ground time over there. A lot of ground time.
It's
Yep.
like sometime. So one of the big things that's bothered me about American girls, uh, to me, for the most part, not all, because I have some great American girls that are friends and were married in good marriages. But that last interview I did with you and Dima, I asked you, can you name on one hand 5 couples that you know are happily married in long-term marriages, not living together?
Right.
And you said you could think of 2.
Two. Yep.
Right.
Two. Yep.
Exactly. And when I asked Dima, he's like, in 2 seconds, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
Okay, because Ukrainian women are committed, they are in love, and they do believe that love is for sure for real. Now, my experience with the American women I have been with, I have found them to have a lot of emotional baggage.
Mm-hmm.
And that emotional baggage to me has made them moody. It's made them brood. It's made where you have to uh, kind of pull out of them what's going on. Because if you don't ask
Yes.
what's going on, they'll get mad because you didn't ask them what was going on.
Because you don't care enough to ask. Yeah. Yep.
Haven't you noticed I haven't smiled all day?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I did notice that. What's wrong? Nothing.
Yep. And here comes the extraction process.
Yes. So for you guys out there, I hope you're laughing with us because you've experienced what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That, in most cases, brings about some sort of an argument, and then that goes on for maybe a day or two or a week, and because you didn't ask her some questions or you didn't react the way she wanted to, whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
puts you in the doghouse, and now you're sleeping on the couch or you're taking cold showers.
Yeah. Even when it's
I'm
not your fault.
That's right, because it
Yeah.
goes like this
Yeah.
back at you. Now let's contrast that laughable moment with Ukrainian girls, and again specifically Kherson girls, because that's who I know. But they have some sort of they have some sort of reset button in themselves. So you get into a argument with them about whatever, like normal people do, and if you get in an argument with an American girl, Dennis, and it gets deep, what is the normal typical American girl's reaction to you? Does she hold it against you, or does she just forget about it and then smiles in 30 minutes later?
No. She will more than likely hold it against you, and it gets drawn out over days, maybe even weeks, depending on her personality.
I agree with you, and that's why I'm going to give you the contrast. The Ukrainian girl has a reset button. You have your emotional tiff, and then 30 minutes later, she hits the button. Next thing you know, she's smiling, and then she's climbing all over you, wanting to give you romance.
Mm-hmm.
And the next day, same thing. Happy, wake up, smiley, happy. And days go on into months, into years, and you don't hear that being brought up. I know you don't know
Yeah.
this yet. You will, because you're going to find your girl. But for me and for anyone, Dima, our girls don't hold things against us. They just reset the button, and it's like, wow, we had our moment, and it's gone, and now we're
Mm-hmm.
back to like
Being
we're
happy.
dating all over again.
Yep.
Like it's awesome, and it's amazing, and it makes you, the man, feel so much happier because you can have a point of difference,
Mm-hmm.
but you feel freedom with it. You don't feel like, oh crap, I can't say nothing because it's going to be held against me.
Yeah, it's like walking on eggshells. That's what it feels
Exactly.
like.
Yeah. Or like we used to say with our emergency or our ordnance disposal, the EOD guys, we used to make jokes about it. They walk through minefields, putting their fingers to their ears, tiptoeing through the minefields. We made jokes, is that how they cleared mines? It's kind of like that with an American girl. Yeah, you're walking through the house, going, "Oh shit, when am I going to
Yeah,
step on a
yeah,
landmine here?"
yep,
But with a Ukrainian girl, you have the freedom of being yourself,
yep,
knowing that your carcass is not going to be lying out on the road because of something she bring. You have a point of difference
right.
on,
Yeah, a minor misunderstanding. I mean,
or even
so
major,
yeah,
because they're committed to you. They're committed to being with you. That's who you are. It's like anyway, that's what I love. It's made that's what's made my marriage last so long because um, that's how they are.
yeah,
They're forgiving and they forget. I mean, obviously, if you cheat, that's
yeah. No,
that's a no go.
yeah,
You are going to step on the mine with that one.
yeah,
That's a definitely to a Ukrainian girl.
yeah. That's an out. You're done.
You're out of here.
Mhm.
You don't even get three strikes. You're out on the
Nope,
first. It's a
you're
pop
gone.
out.
Yeah, you're done.
It's a
So
pop out
yeah,
infield fly.
easy. Yeah, easy, easy. You're gone, and they won't regret it either. They won't call you back. Oh, let's try
Yeah,
it. You're done.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah, yeah.
So
Yep. So the second point that I've noticed on American women is that, and this one really gets to me because this hits the emotion. So you're with this American girl, you're dating her. She wants to know all about you. Starts asking you about your past. So you give a little. She gives a little back, or not give a little back. She gives a lot back. You start hearing more than you want to hear about her
mhm.
past, about her past guys,
Yep,
her
yep.
past uh,
Issues.
exploitations and sex and so on. It's like, whoa, I want to know about you, but okay, it's just a
Yeah.
little too much. But an American girl, in my experience, keeps pulling, wants to know more, and then finally you feel like, well, she really cares about me. She wants to know about me. So I'm going to say something to her that I think is going to strengthen us because it's something that's so hidden and so secret that I've never told anybody, but I'm going to tell her because I
Hmm.
want us to be together forever. So, for instance, it could be something really bad, like for maybe you were abused as a child, something
Right.
bad like that, and so you tell her, you say it,
Right.
and yeah, for a while there's like this really emotional closure. Oh, thank you for telling me that. I know it took a
Yeah.
lot for you to say that. Don't worry. I love you for telling me that. And then
Yeah.
guess what? 2, 3 months later, a year later, you do something that pisses her off, and then she comes back and says, "That's why you got abused
Hmm.
because you deserved it, or that's who you are, and that's why you got abused." And so, wham, comes the knife behind the back, through the
Hmm.
thoracic
Yeah.
rib, up through the throat. Yes,
Yeah.
and a sharp right turn into the lung and heart. Yep, she got you because
And a
she
little
got that
wiggle.
intelligence on you that you gave up, that you trusted, and now she comes
Trusted.
back and
Trusted with
she comes
yes.
back and uses it on you. Dennis, I'm talking about myself. Did anything like that ever happen to you?
No, never. If me and Anna ever shared
No,
anything
with an
or
American girl. With an
oh
American
the
girl.
American girl, yes.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Yes. Sorry.
Has
I was thought
has
you wanted the contrast.
no, 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 no,
With
no. We
American
know
girl, yeah.
we know the contrast. Yeah, with an American girl. Did she ever
Yep.
use intel that she gained on you and threw it up behind your back?
Yep. And that was the that piece of information was the reason why I wasn't as happy I was supposed to be or whatever it may be. But they used it as leverage, bottom line, as
Mm-hmm.
something to they can hold over your head so you can't hold anything over their head. and that's what it's always felt like for me.
Yeah, it's very emotional. It's painful. Contrast. I'm going to speak first. Between my wife and I, that actually did what it's supposed to do. It actually made us closer. And the reason why is because the Ukrainian girl wants to be made to feel like she's the only one that knows everything about you because she wants to be the one. She wants to be your number one.
Hmm.
Anything you give away, she'll hold in her heart because will believe from then on she's the only one that deserves to know. She's your
Yep.
love. She's your
Yep.
wife. And
She's your partner.
yeah, and therefore you're tighter than ever because of that information. Not the damn opposite with an American girl.
Right.
Do you have any examples with Anna in that respect?
Well, with Anna, we did share some childhood experiences with with our parents arguing, and she found her refuge. She would refuge herself in her room, and I would go outside and play. When I would hear that arguing start,
Mm-hmm.
and so when we shared that with each other, it made us feel like we're part of a special club. Put it in a
Yeah.
stupid way, but we're
Mm-hmm.
part of a select group that we endured the same unhappiness as children.
Mm-hmm.
And so now that we're together, we're not going to do that to our children.
Mm-hmm.
And it made us feel like if we have differences, we're going to not do it in front of the kids or anything like that
Mm-hmm.
because we're going to be considerate of them because we went through that and we're not going to subject our kids to that. So it brought us closer. And
Yeah.
then that's where that the foundation was built and we started speaking a special language, you know, and that goes that her being the number one, and that me and him share this,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a building process, yes. But she
Very good.
never said anything about that, and that's why I am the way I am
Yeah.
because of what I went through. She never said that
Right. She never used it in a negative way towards you.
against me.
Right. The next one is I saw this too much to even believe it was happening, but I saw many American girls that I thought were good girls with guys that were bad guys. And I would
Mm-hmm.
say, why is that nice girl with that guy who has a streak of assholeness in him? Why? And I've talked to girls that way because I need a little bit of a bad boy. Life is boring if I don't have a little bit of a bad boy. If I was with just a good guy, it'd be boring. I've heard that. And that would always go, oh, that puts me out there in left field
Yep.
because I'm that good guy. I won't cheat on you. I'm not going to beat on you. I'm going to give you everything.
Yeah.
You're my first. All those things. I had one girlfriend who actually said to me, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, what do you mean? You can't be this good. There's got to be something hidden. So I'm waiting for that other shoe to drop
Mm-hmm.
because then you'll be normal. Because she's saying to me that American guys are good with a bad streak. So where's
Mm-hmm.
your bad streak, Ron? I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. I'll never forget those words.
Yeah.
And it's like that shoe never did drop, and I didn't win her. She went off, and she got herself a bad boy.
Mm-hmm. And how'd that work out for her?
Well, I've heard from her in times past. Wow, I wish I would have stayed with you. Sorry,
Ding,
I'm good to
ding,
go.
ding, 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 ding.
I'm good to go.
Yep.
Have you seen that in the States, or is it just me?
Nope. I think it's more predominant now, especially with my age range. Um,
Go ahead.
that
Good girl. Sorry, it's
that
my 5 year old. Go ahead.
yeah, that they need drama in their life to keep it interesting.
Yeah, good point.
Yep,
Love it.
drama.
Love it.
And I have a busy enough life where I don't need drama. I don't have time for it, you know.
Amen.
So
Amen.
that
So
puts me out in left field, like you.
for now,
Hmm.
for
For
now,
now.
because we're coming to the contrast. The contrast in Kherson.
Hmm.
See how I'm being specific? I'm not just
Hmm.
saying blanket Ukraine. The contrast is that good guys
Hmm.
get the good girls because a good girl in Kherson, Ukraine, if a guy comes with his asshole strictness, what happens to that guy, Dennis?
He's out of there. He's done.
He's out of there. That's
Yep.
right. Good girls in Ukraine, Kherson, Ukraine, don't take guys with bad streaks in them.
They don't want that.
Mm-mm. No. And it, is it just me talking here? No. You know very well my very best friend, Dima,
Hmm.
godfather to my son. Is he a good guy?
Yep. Damon's
He's like a
a
he's like a Boy Scout, right?
yeah. He's a Boy
On
Scout
my
guy.
honor, I'll do
Yep.
my best to do
No,
to do my
that's
duty.
right.
I mean, he's a Boy
Yep.
Scout. Am I
Hmm.
right? He's a
Yep.
Boy Scout.
Absolutely true.
His wife, top 10 wonderful beauty. Am I right?
Beautiful inside and out. One of the sweetest girls I've ever met in my life.
That's right. Good guys get the good girls in Ukraine, guys. So for you out there that have been in left field, like myself and Dennis, don't worry. In Ukraine, you'll be accepted. You're on the top of the list. You can say goodbye to the American girls and go, see ya. Wouldn't
Yeah.
want to be you or with you.
Yeah. Yep.
So, Big D, we've covered the big points here, man. This,
That's
this,
good.
this is the differences that guys can look forward to when they come to Kherson, Ukraine. Kherson
Hmm.
KISS.
Yep.
And,
You will be a rare commodity
but
over there.
welcome. But welcome.
Yeah.
Very.
Welcomed and sought out after. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, right on,
So
my man. Thank you for having this interview with me and for putting it out there. I know, I mean, what you had to say was deep and personal, but guys need something to relate to.
yes. So no problem. Uh, you know, any client we get in the future, you know, I'm willing to help them out through any issue they may encounter in their relationship.
Yeah, and because Dennis is a good guy, he lives up to his words about everything. He's super fantastic guy. I admire him because he's got grit, he's got determination, and he's not going to be in left field too much
Much
longer.
longer.
Hey, Big D. So, listen, you have a good rest of your weekend. Thank you very much. From Texas,
You too, brother. You have a good one, and say hi to the family for me.
I will. So, Captain Ron out, Big D out. Talk to y'all later. Subscribe and like, right?
Subscribe and like. Yes.
All right. Ciao for now.